So today, we're playing a Reaper, and we've got a slime time build. We're taking Gooblings to Gooberts with Bling. The Amulet of Darkness is our go-to choice for our Bling, letting us turbo stack debuffs while our Gooberts heal, blind, and deal damage too. But hey, check it out, and let me know what you think of it. Okay, let's go ahead and jump some ranked games with the Reaper and see what we can do today. Now that's a good old spear on sale, which I'm definitely going to have to take if I can fit it in. Definitely want to grab the whetstone too. That's also a big old banana, which I'm going to take for now. I'm going to roll. I'm also going to reserve this ladder bag, but I'm going to take this lumber coal for now. Instead of crafting up a torch, I'm going to keep our options open to potentially craft up a hero sword. We should have a good bit of DPS between our spear and our wooden sword. And yeah, have no problem beating this other Reaper in round 1. Smashing even. Just pausing the video here very quickly just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, we got 2 leather bags, which is kind of insane. Now, do we actually take both? I think, actually, let's do it. Let's roll again. And yeah, I'm going to take out our lump of coal so we get a bit of a buff, but we're going to move on. At least, we 2-star slots for our spear, so we should be able to strike a lot of armor. Although, our opponent is stacking up a lot of blind, meaning that we're going to get a few good old misses, which is not so great for us. But hey, actually, smashing. It was looking like we were going to miss by way too much there, but not too bad overall. So we could grab this on down for the Amulet, see what it's going to be, the Amulet of Darkness, which is actually kind of insane for us. We could grab another garlic, which I'm going to do, and then we're going to roll again. Now, if we're going Amulet of Darkness, we could potentially go for a deck of cards and look for some dragons, but this has been nerfed quite heavily. But I'm still going to reserve the leather bag. I still want a deck of cards. And yeah, I'm going to move on for now. Again though, we're not actually crafting up a hero sword, which is a little less than ideal, but it'll have to do for now anyway. But hey, not looking too bad. Going to begin this Pyromancer for sure, with double brooms and smashing actually. But hey, we do have a choice to make, and we could actually go for Slime Time Amulet of Darkness and go for Blood Goobert. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take our tiny little Gooblings, we're going to take this bit of storage, let's take our deck of cards, and let's roll for now. So maybe at this point, we forget about crafting up Pure Sword and we just go for that torch. We could also go for non-healing type builds, but I'm going to leave it for now. And we'll see how we get on with this. But we should be in a pretty decent spot. We should have tons of healing with our Slime Time and our tiny little Gooblings, as we inflict a lot of damage with our Amulet of Darkness. So all in all, it shouldn't be too bad overall. And actually, amazing. So I know we actually wanted our torch, but that's a second spear on sale I'm going to actually be taking. I'm going to grab the fanny pack. Let's grab another Goobling. Should we actually go for a King Goobert as well with Slime Time? I'm going to grab it because we could potentially get some sort of crazy items overall. But I'm going to move on with this sort of situation for now. And we could get rid of our whetstone and we would lose a little bit of DPS, but we could have all our little Gooblings in between our spears. But with double spears, we should have a good bit of DPS at the very beginning. The problem is, our opponent is going to be stacking up a lot of spikes, which is going to be a little less than ideal for sure. And they're going to have a lot of scaling damage with those double axes. But actually, smashing. Super awesome for sure. Let's grab our chipped amethyst. Let's grab our little Goobling. I'm going to take these out for now as I roll. I'm going to grab a set of healing herbs. Let's roll for again. And I do want this leather bag, to the point where I'm going to sell you and I'm going to sell that amethyst. So we can grab this bit of storage, bring up some star slots for our spear once again. But yeah, I'm going to be moving on like this for now. So with the amount of little Gooblings we do have in, we should be in a pretty good spot. Especially with our spears, we should be able to get a ton of healing from this. Where we deal tons and tons of damage with our spears. But our opponent is going to have a lot of damage with that magic staff. We're also going to get a big burst here with the power of the moon once that fatigue starts. So yeah, we could be in a little bit of trouble here. especially since they're stacking up a lot of poison. And yeah, unfortunately, it's looking like do end up falling short. But it is what it is, and now that's a freaking prismatic orb. But it's going to be too early for this. Again, I'm going to be taking out these as I roll. We did get a demonic flask. Goobert, I'm going to be ignoring for now as we just continue to roll. But hey, actually, I'm going to take our health pot. Let's roll again. Grab some blueberries. And unfortunately, I'm going to sell all these to actually grab another healing herbs. And I'm going to move on once again. Now, our opponent will have a lot of damage with this hero sword. It looks like they're going for a crossblade sort of situation, which is going to be extremely awesome for opponents. But can we actually pass them out? They do have a lot of block, but with our spear, we should be able to get rid of a lot of block. And actually, smashing overall. Not too bad. Now, we do have a choice to make. And I kind of actually want to go for Cauldron, and I want to go for some big vampiric potions. Or we could go for Mr. Struggles and try to turbo stack a lot of vampirism. But I'm going to take that Cauldron. And we did get ourselves a dragon, which I do want to grab actually. And we could take it if we get rid of our box of riches, which I'm actually down for. We do need to grab this also. I'm going to sell you to roll once. I'm going to sell you once again. Now, unfortunately, I'm actually looking for some Hungry Blades, but we literally just can't find them. So we are lacking a little bit in that department. But we are going to move on with this sort of setup. So at least with a Cauldron in, we should be able to stack up a lot of life, increasing our heat as well, increasing our activation speed on our items. So all in all, it might not be too bad. Now, we actually want to lock this little Goobling so we don't craft up Goobert right now. Because I'd rather keep our tiny little Gooblings for now. And actually, amazing. But hey, we got a Hollow Fire Lizard, which is going to be straight up crazy good for us. We can't grab her. I'm down for the amulet right now, unfortunately. And we can also go for some Stone Skin Potions. But I don't exactly want that. I'm going to roll one more time. Unfortunately, no Hunger Blades. I'm going to move on once again. Not wasting any more golds. But next round, we should get a big power spike by getting our big old dragon. Once we get a ruby chunk in, we should be in a super fantastic spot. Now, unfortunately, our opponent is going to be turbo inflicting a lot of frost on us, which is not going to be so great. But we do kind of counter it since we stack up more heat than our opponents. So actually, it shouldn't be too bad for us. Potentially. Our opponent does have a lot of healing though with its sun armor and that heavy drinking, so unfortunately, yeah, it is going to be quite tough to actually break through, and especially since they stacked up so much gold. So it's going to be a long fight, that's for sure. But we're definitely going to fall short, unfortunately. But hey, I definitely want to go for blood manipulation because I do want to go for blood gooberts. So we're going to be taking that, and we finally got ourselves freaking Hunger Blade, which we're pretty much going to take immediately. Now we're also going to grab you, we're going to sell you, we're going to grab this, hoping for the Amulet of Life, a second Amulet of Darkness, which is going to be absurd for sure. Now I'm going to roll. Lover's card is going to be some vampirism first and increased healing efficiency, so I will actually grab it. But I do need to sort our inventory out, so I'll be back in a second while we do that. Now we can also grab this heroic potion. I'm going to sell a garlic to actually roll again, and that's a freaking Goobling if we want. But I'm going to reserve our fanny pack. I'm going to move on. I'm going to craft up a ruby chunk. And yeah, we're going to have her set up to be like this for now. So at least we should be able to inflict a lot of debuffs with our ruby bulb, which is actually going to be quite insane for sure. But we do actually want to craft up a vampiric goobert. We also want to get rid of our spear. We could also go for a holy spear, but I'd much prefer just grabbing a bunch of Hunger Blades. We got a ruby chunk, which is going to be amazing for us. We're going to add you in. We're going to be grabbing this also. Another gooberts. We're going to ignore for now. And King Goobert would actually be amazing too. But again, I'm just going to be rolling on. We could also just go for light goobert. We could potentially go for light goobert along with a blood goobert. So actually, let's reserve you. Let's grab a stamina sack. And let's go ahead and craft up a goobert for now. But I'm going to roll once more. Okay, smashing actually. That's going to be insanely awesome for us. But yeah, I'm going to move on straight away. I'm glad we added in the stamina stack because we shred armor with our spear right now. And our opponent is going to have a ton of armor. Although this impractically large greatsword is going to be going turbo nuts at the very beginning, which is going to be quite scary. But actually we have tons and tons of healing and smashing actually. But there we got our little gooberts. That's also a dancing dragon, which is kind of absurd. But it is range damage, it's not effect damage, so we don't exactly want that. We're going to be selling our spear, we're going to be grabbing our lightsaber, and we're going to have to sort our inventory out once again. So I'm actually going to grab another Goobling. I'm going to actually have to reserve our Hunger Blade once again, but I'm going to be rocking on with this sort of situation now. Our 2 amulets are going to be in this position, and we're going to see if they're going to be good activators for our Gooberts. Now actually, before we do move on, I do want to craft up a burning coal, because we do need to get to 12 heat for our ruby chunk to be actually stunning. But we'll see. Can we actually survive long enough to inflict a turbo amount of debuffs and actually just go straight up nuts? So far, it's looking pretty darn scary, and unfortunately we do want to fall short. But yeah, I do want to move in here for now, look at activations, and see. Lightsaber, Hunger Blade, this Amulet of Darkness, Ruby Chunk, and this Amulet of Darkness. So we definitely want a Ruby Chunk. Maybe actually Gooblings will be kind of crazy. But we'll see. Right now we should have a good old Light Goobert. Let's grab our Hunger Blade, let's grab our Protectable Purse. Let's roll for now. Let's keep rolling. I'm actually going to grab another lump of coal as we roll again, and here we go. And that's amazing. We're also going to want this health pot, and we're going to want this potion belts. But yeah, I'm going to rock on with this sort of situation. We're going to be crafting up our second Gooberts, so we can craft up our blood Goobert, so we start inflicting even more fatigue, or even more effect damage. But all in all, that's so much blind, it's kind of absurd between our Light Goobert and our Amulet of Darkness. And actually, overall, crazy insane. Now, it would even be more crazy insane if we actually took that Staff of Healing for sure. As for DPS though, we managed to get a 35 DPS, which is kind of awesome, but we definitely need to increase that. As for healing, we actually have a decent bit of healing at this point in the game, and block non-existent. But I do believe we can actually make this a lot crazier. But hey, first of all, we're going to be taking this and we're going to be crafting up a Vampiric Potion. We're also going to be grabbing the Potion Belts. Let's grab our Health Pot. I also want this Hollow Fire Lizard, but I'm going to roll once, and I definitely want to grab another Amulet for sure as well. But hey, unfortunately, I'm going to have our Potion Belts in it this side for now as we craft up our strong Health Pot and use our Bloody Amulet for now to craft up a Vampiric Pot. So it does mean I'm going to have to ignore this Goobert for now. But we'll see. Now, strong Vampiric Pot is going to be insanely valuable to us for sure. And we're going to have to try to figure out how we're going to actually fit in a Vampiric Goobert as well. But hey, our opponent is looking quite scary with their whole setup. They actually have tons of max life. And unfortunately, we do end up falling short. We do need to switch this down. Let's grab our Hollow Fire Lizard. Let's grab this Amulet of Wiles. Let's roll for now. And you know what? I'm going to sell this. So I do want to grab more storage. Now also, Heart Container on sale for 6 is kind of nice. I'll be back in a second while I sort our inventory out once again. But hey, for now I'm going to move on with this sort of situation. We did put in our second Gooberts. Once we craft up our second Vampiric Potion, we're going to be crafting up that Vampiric Goobert. But for now, this should be much better overall. We should have tons and tons of healing. And we should be able to inflict a turbo onto the debuffs. But we'll see, our opponent is rocking a Carrot Goobert, which is going to be cleansing a lot of those debuffs. But again, that's a hell of a lot of blinds, making turn accuracy pretty much 0. I mean, they literally can't deal any damage to us. And yeah, if they do deal damage to us, we should be able to heal back up pretty much to full. And actually, they're stacking up a lot of luck. And they are kind of answering back. They have stacked up a lot of max life. But smashing. I definitely wasn't getting worried there for seconds. Not for sure. But hey, let's go ahead and craft up that Blood Goobert. Let's grab a Heart Container. Let's roll for now. Another tiny little Goobling. I'm going to grab as we continue to roll. Definitely want this stamina stack so we can fit in our heart container. Now actually we do want to place it over in this position because then we can have another activator for our Goobert. And let's roll again. Now I definitely want to grab more Hollow Fire Lizards. I definitely want to grab a Potion Ball too. And once we get our Blood Goobert in, we should be able to deal a lot more effect damage. But our opponents, after dealing a crazy amount of damage from the very beginning, they have tons and tons of armor. But can we heal back up to full? Again, we have literally blinded them. We're poisoning them. We're slowing them down. Creating a lot of chaos for opponents. And actually, just a straight up awesome build for sure. We might never actually proc our Vampiric Potions at this point. But still worth having in for sure. Let's grab our Potion Bolts. Let's grab our Hollow Fire Lizard. Let's roll again. And we definitely want to add in our Prismatic Orb. But hey, actually taking in this Hollow Fire Lizard, I don't exactly know how we're going to fit it in. So we can actually have it something like this. So we should be able to stack up 12 heats for a Ruby Chunk and increase our effect damage with this setup too. Now we definitely want to grab this Prismatic Orb so we can actually start stacking up a little bit more Vampirism overall. But again, actually, before we do move on, that's going to be a hell of a lot better for us. But yeah, let's keep moving for now. So at least with our Blood Goobert in, and with the amount of Vampirism we do stack up, we should be able to start inflicting a lot of fatigue, or a lot of effect damage. I keep saying fatigue. But yeah, we should have no problem going crazy with effect damage and amount of debuffs. And actually, smashing. Not even close whatsoever. Especially with that Staff Fire, a 100 DPS Staff Fire. And we're pretty much still at full HP. Which is kind of amazing. And we're going to take the Prismatic Orb, we're going to place it in here, giving us some Vampirism, inflicting some debuffs, and increasing our healing efficiency. So not too bad. Let's grab a Protective Little Purse. Let's roll one more time. And we could take a Hollow Fire Lizard if we really want to again, but I'm going to roll again. Let's roll again. Now I'd like to grab another Bloody Amulet, but it is what it is. And this is going to be a fun setup. And honestly, rolling 2 Amulets of Darkness into a Cauldron, Ruby Chunk, Slime Time, Goobert sort of builds actually turned out to be super fantastic. For sure. But let's see if we can actually win our final battle. Actually, we do have 1 more goals. And now let's go. Can we actually win out? Now we are going to begin a Ice Dragon, Ruby Chunk, Bloodthorn type builds with a strong Demonic Flask. And they have a long card chain. But we'll see. They do cleanse a lot of our debuffs, which is actually not going to be great for us. They have stacked up a lot back on us. And especially with Mr. Struggles, we are going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs on ourselves. But again, we're back to full HP. We did proc both our strong Vampiric Potions. And yeah, this is looking crazy fantastic. And smashing overall. Definitely a super fun build. Blood Goobert adding to our DPS, so we do end up with a 65 DPS overall. My opponent had a 50 DPS. As for heals, we ended up with a 60 heal per second. And then as for block, non-existent. But our major source of defense is that blind. But anyways, this build turned out to be a crazy amount of fun anyways. Into Slime Time, into double Goobert, into double Hunger Blade, into Ruby Chunk. And honestly, the big nuts being the Amulets of Darkness. But hey, we did survive with 3 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we actually managed to get. Plus 12. Ranks up quite a bit actually. Which is awesome. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And hope to look up for the next one. See you next time.